So back here at Johnston Park in Sydney, this is where I took out last fall after I twisted my knee. And it got better after a few weeks, but that was the end of the route last year. Interesting story with this dam here. A little bit upstream, there's a boating club, and the way that rivers were managed back in the day, they simply talked to the powers that be, maybe the mayor, and said, hey, let's pile up all these rocks so we can get more water stacked up behind them that we can jet ski up and down for a couple miles. And that's what they did. I think there's back and forth with some different groups about taking that down, getting rid of that. The water seems to be moving pretty good, so putting in probably close to 9 o'clock. It's over a 2.5 hour drive out here, gas, yada yada yada, but got a lot of miles to do too, because my campsite for the night is about 29 miles down the river in Tip City. So I'm gonna bring the kayak down here, probably put in right off of this slab here, and head down the river. So this is it, Great Miami River at Sydney, Johnston Park. There's a dam about half a mile up or so, I think, that I have to portage left. And if I know Angie, she'll probably be there. Catch some pictures at least. Good flow, 1.5 miles or so, maybe 2 miles an hour it feels like. We'll see if that keeps up or if it's just right here at the dam. So this is nice. You get away from the road really quick, and a lot of heron already. Some waterfall. Different songbirds. And this bridge, I think, is actually where the dam is. Man, that was quick. Could be wrong, but I've got a map of this Great Miami Water Trail. Danger ahead, take out. So I think that's where they want you to take out. It's so funny just looking at this. So yeah, just pull your kayak up this 10-foot embankment. Easy peasy, right? So I just walked ahead and scouted the dam up here. There's a gauge station, I believe, that's a couple hundred feet from the dam on this left-hand side. So what I'm going to do is just, so this is the put in at Stoll Bridge. Concrete path right down there. Maybe about 1/8 of a mile portage. But with that first sign, it's straight up and down. So it's a tough takeout. I came down a little bit further and found a better spot. Oh, bridge support, I guess. Oh, the driftwood over there. You know what? Just dawned on me. Those are probably huge sandbags. They must be doing, yep, I see a piece of machinery back there. Yeah, doing some construction. Sandbags holding the water back. Interesting. Well, that was a drag. The guy just said that he said they're putting in a culvert dam right here. So I don't know if that will actually mean a dam coming across the river, but sounded like that's what they're doing. Why? Who knows? I don't know. A couple Canadian geese. A lot of heron already. Mother duck straight up ahead over on the right bank doing her broken wing imitation. There comes her mate to join her. Flow is gone, so looks like there's going to be a lot of shoulder work. At least I get to past the other dam and see what that water brings. Tell you what, it's nice to have water that actually has movement to it. Small periods of dead water when it widens out, but then when it chokes back down again, it speeds up. It's nice just to have water to float and not be dragging. So about 45 minutes into it, a little over 3 miles, and not sure where the next dam is. I'm gonna have to look on the sheet. But I don't think it's for a little bit ahead anyways. Well, this is interesting. There's a whole lot of piled up wood right there. And that second pile looks like it's against an old pillar from a pre-existing bridge. Yes, okay, cool. So that pile isn't actually connected. 2 separate piles with a big, huge path to go in between them. Good. Probably could have went around on the left side too, but there was a tree all the way down. I had to jump over. Clear sailing. Yeah, look how that other bridge was, I don't know, maybe it's 20 feet in the air. This other railroad bridge has got to be 80 or 100 feet in the air. So I'm going to jump around this branch here on the right because I do not want to get swept into all that stuff going on over there. And then I just need to stay outside of this cluster of things. They would be more than willing to smack me right out of the kayak. Nice stretch down through here. You know, bummed out though, I haven't heard a kingfisher once. It's kind of a drag. So that must be I-75 up there. So probably have another 2 or 3 miles maybe to Piqua. I don't know. I thought I remembered seeing Piqua was something like 12 miles from Johnston Park, but I don't know, my memory could be way off, but it did about 6.5 miles so far, so if that was at 7, I don't know. We should. Mission successful. I wanted to paddle by him gently so I didn't make him leave his fishing spot. Also saw my first sunbathing turtles right after the 75 bridge, and a couple of them just dropped off a log up on my left, probably about 30 yards up. I don't know why they're so skittish. Water's completely slowed down, so hopefully something picks up again, because I was very much enjoying that flow. Well, that's very odd. I don't know why they have those things hanging down to the river like that. East Lockington Road. I mean, why don't you just put them on the concrete? I've never seen something like that before. And I wonder why just on that bridge. So this is a pretty section through here. Choked down a little bit, but I've not dragged bottom one time. So if you ever do this stretch, putting in at Quincy, or no, putting in at Sydney, at Johnston Park where I put in, I'm actually gonna head down to Tip City. But so far, these first 8 or 9 miles, check the river app, or use another app if you want, but check the water flow on May 18th, because it's been really good. I haven't scraped bottom at all. So I heard this water a little bit back from where I am now. So this would be that dam in Piqua. I checked the mileage syncs up. Did about 13 miles from that 128 mile marker where I put in. This is right around 116. Checked it on the map. It says portage left. I've not even seen a sign that said Lowhead Dam ahead. I mean, I don't know. The numbers of fatalities, you'd think it'd be worth the city spending a few $100s on a sign. But maybe they keep getting washed in or something, who knows. So I'm gonna hug this left bank until I get up there. So that was interesting. Once I got up on top of it, might have even been able to just roll over it, but I am by myself, so I'm doing everything in a very, very cautious manner. But it's not a straight line of concrete. It's basically a sawtooth pattern that I think breaks up the effects of the water coming over it, so it doesn't create a hydraulic pull. And it's not very high at all. So I guess that's why I didn't need to have a sign right there. Maybe the worst that would happen, it would tip you over and you would get wet. And hopefully you had your PFD on. Rock bars and islands. A lot of greenery. Oh man, I did not want any part of that big rock right there. The house up there hanging out right over the river. Haven't seen a house for quite a bit. This area would be nice to run along the river or ride a bike along the river. But as far as being in the river, you gotta have an appreciation for an urban setting to a certain extent. I mean, not that there's not herons right here on the side. I just saw about 10 turtles drop into the water back a little ways. You know, waterfowl and everything else, but obviously you can see over to my right. It's a manicured landscape. Wonderful path system, though. I am looking forward to getting back into a more secluded setting, though, which isn't going to happen for quite a few miles, but I'll make the best of it. Nice just to be on the water. Wish it had some float to it. The good and the bad. This is the dam at the Piqua water plant. Great Miami Trail map says portage left. So I'll see what's up there on the left. I know there's a road right up here. I can see a guardrail. But the water doesn't have any flow to it. It's dead, so not too concerning. If it was flowing quickly, I'd be a lot more concerned. So we'll go up here and see how this goes. So, solid concrete wall right here. I guess I will just go up to that wall. Looks like a set of concrete steps on the other side of it that go back down towards the river. Just have to be able to pull it up this concrete slope. Now there's a little bit of a trail there that's more mellow, but then you got to drag it for quite a ways, dodge trees and everything else. So I think I will give this way a try. This is the portage left option. Come up this concrete here and get over to this concrete over here, and then has pretty much concrete steps that put you back down into the water. Definitely a little tricky, but beats a blank, I guess. Oh boy. At least the water's moving. Hopefully it keeps moving for a while. Let's see what Rowdy says. Those do two things at once. All right. Rowdy says 17.4 miles, 4.5 hours. That's a long slugfest through Piqua there when all the water slowed down and stopped. Alright, so let me get my boat back onto this side of the dam and continue on. So, as is true on a lot of dams, the scenery got 100% better after the dam. The next dam's not for 7 miles ahead, so looking forward to enjoying this stretch. The water is actually moving. It's not still dead water. And it's only like, I don't know, 1:30. Something like that, 1:30 in that neck of the woods. So I guess they're building another bridge. Who knows, maybe they're building another dam. I don't know, maybe they just piled up all the rock and everything to keep the water away from what they're working on. Well, that was a little tricky because that current wants to pull you right under that tree. I might have been able to get small and go underneath it, but it all depends if I hit it in the exact right spot or not. It's a dangerous setup because it took everything I had to paddle over here to get out of that current that wanted to pull you under that tree. Definitely something that needs to be addressed. Maybe I'll give a buzz to the river rangers and give them the exact location of it. I've got it on the Rally app, so, well, pretty easy location. Now it's right here at this bridge construction. But at least I got a little flow back again. So that bridge I just went under, I think it was Route 41, had a sign on it that there was a low-head dam up ahead. And I think it's right here at this bridge. I checked on the water trail map and it said portage left. So I will get up a ways and look for that portage or portage. Potato, potato. Must be up at or past that railroad bridge. I'm surprised they didn't have a sign here instead of back there. Yeah, I see kind of a retaining wall over on the left, right after that railroad bridge. So that will be the point I shoot for. Take out, jump around, jump around. Then I only got, I think, 6 miles after this dam to the livery that I'm staying at tonight. So that's the dam up there. You can hear it now. It's almost like an optical illusion until you get up close because there's just a straight line cut straight across the river. But it's hard to tell exactly where it's at. But I'm guessing this is the takeout for the portage. And I have to see what this is like. Kind of regretting not bringing my wheels, but I don't know. Gotten by fine without them. So I'll pull up here, take a walk over to see where I can put back in, and go from there. That was slippery. Easy. Heavy little pig. Woo. Bad footage at all. So that's the spillway. I don't know if that's a proper term or not, but That's looking at the other side of the dam from the water viewpoint. Let's go. It's nice knowing I don't have any dams between me and my sleeping spot for the night. Water has a little flow. I don't know, if I were to guess, maybe 1 mile an hour. All the white fluff that's on the lake is kind of pretty. So I just stopped at Tip City Boat Ramp, stretched for a minute, and am right around the corner from where I'm taking out at the canoe livery, renting a couple trees there for the night. Water has movement again, it has for a while, which is really nice, and I am thoroughly ready to get camp set up and relax a little bit. I was thinking it'd be around 29 miles today, but it's over 30. I have to see when I actually get there exactly how long it is. Hairy little situation. Kayaks into trees, people into water. It was a little bit of a tough maneuver. Oh, she was coming into this other tree here. I think everybody's good now. So all those kayakers, I think, were just a group that was paddling together. Really sketchy turn in the river. Where a tree was positioned, the current carried you right into the tree. So I had to shoot underneath the tree in front of the pinch point, and they were recovering a kayak and kayaker who didn't make the passage and got swept into the pinch point. And I thought everybody was gathered around there because it was like right at the canoe livery, but that's down here a little bit further by the bridge, I guess, just according to the map. I hope so, because I'm ready to rest my shoulders a little bit, stretch and relax. So, change of plans. That spot, I talked to the guy and asked him if there'd be signage out there, and he said that there would, but where I got out and stretched my legs, that looked like a city boat ramp. And then, like, oh, I don't know, several hundreds of yards, there were different buildings and stuff, and I guess that was all part of that whole canoe livery outfit. And I thought it was down here by 571, or whatever that bridge is, but it was not. So I'm just going to keep going and figure something out. I think the dam should be about 5 miles ahead of me, if I'm right, if I remember right. Let me see. 561 or 571 was at 97 miles. That dam is at 91. And then that campground is very close right after the dam. I hope. Interesting turn of events. This is actually where I intended to end up tonight. The other one that I said, you know, just isn't going to work, that was down like 3.5 miles. Wasn't the correct one. So got down here quite a while ago. Turns out that we have we both have friends that are really good friends with each other. It's a small world. But got the AMOX set up, got restrooms, showers, just made a mountain house meal. I'm gonna take a look at this map, get a plan for tomorrow, and go from there. Good morning. Haven't turned the phone on. See what time it is. Probably about 5:30 maybe. I don't know. 5:30. Just listening to the birds. Wonderful way to wake up. So, getting ready to put back in the water. Change of plans though. Talked to the wife last night, and some events took place that I need to get back home tomorrow and take care of those. So I'm not going to be doing 3 days on this trip, just to probably put in another 25 to 30 miles today and get an evac back to the house, so then that way I can take care of some things tomorrow before I go back to work. But beautiful morning, sun's coming up, water looks like it's moving good, so should be a very good day. So water's got about a 1 mile per hour flow to it. The sun is just starting to be able to get up over the treetops. You know, on every one of these connections, I always meet a few awesome people. Now this guy that I just stayed at, it's not a campground. What I did was I called a bunch of people in the area I figured I would spend the night at, and asked if I could just borrow a couple of trees. And this guy was kind enough to do that, and turns out that a really good friend of his is friends with a really good friend of mine down in the Dayton area. So it's a small world, but really awesome of them. Set me up for the night really well. So I will enjoy this day and then come back next weekend. I need to figure out my sleep spots for next week. But hopefully get 25, 30 miles in today. So then, what I'm at, 94 mile marker right now. If I get 30, that'd leave me 64 miles. It'd be an easy 3 days. Oh my gosh. Are you for real? At least the Walhonding Dam, or whatever that was, had a switchback, set of switchbacks so you could get up there. Oh my gosh. Oh. Let's see what advice the map has here. Feed. Portage left. Oh man. Oh. Now I wonder how any water even gets through that dam. Got 12 to 16 foot deep of piled up logs against that retaining wall. Man, I thought I was feeling a lot better, but I guess I wasn't over this thing yet because my throat is just a mess again. Sinuses, headache. So I guess water is getting through it to some extent because I can hear it coming out on the other side. Oh my gosh. Portage left, huh? So I guess I'm gonna have to duck into those trees on the left. You know what? I really don't want to go left. I don't know why I would need to go left. Oh boy, decisions. All right, well, I guess I make a decision and move forward. Man, my legs are on fire. Pull the kayak up that hill to this driveway. What I did was wait on that parking lot across the street and wait for the people to come out, be done hiking. They had a pickup truck, paying them to run me onto the other side of the hill. So, I don't know, it cost me maybe a half hour or so, but well worth it. So, this is the back side of the dam. It did have one chute that was still open, not clogged with logs. So, it would have been illegal and extremely dangerous to run through that, just because of the logs that you would have had to go over within that channel. The current right after it cleared that chute. Could have, but didn't. Illegal to boot. So what I did was I went across the street. There was a parking lot over there with vehicles, and I saw a pickup truck parked there. So there's a lot of people back there hiking, walking with their dogs. I waited for the individual to come off the trails that owned the truck. Him and his buddies were over there hiking. He told me later in the conversation that him and his buddies are getting ready to do the last 100 miles of the Appalachian Trail. And that's why they were over there hiking. But gave me a ride from the bottom of the dam up over the hill, back down to the river on the other side of the dam. And oh, so wonderful. I forced him to take $40. He didn't want to take anything, but I just had to force him to do that. So Jeremiah, you are a rock star. Appreciate you. The meeting of cool people just always continue every time I'm on the river. People are always willing to help people for the sake of adventure. And hey man, if we never talk again, Jeremiah, I hope you guys enjoy your Appalachian adventure. He was actually talking with interest about maybe checking into an L2R connection. So that would be cool to hear from. So this stretch of the river's got a road that's just like 15 feet off the river. It's still really pretty, but a lot of road noise. back to a nice setting. That road only ran along the river that close for a brief moment. I mean, probably only like 10 miles or something. 10 miles. Not even 10 minutes. The Great Miami Trail is over there on the left side of the river now, I believe. Well, that definitely sounds violent up there. I think I will go far left against the bank and inch my way up there to see what's going on. Because I don't think the dam was this close. No signage or anything. Yeah, because I bet you right here is the portage that they want you to use. Coming out. Yeah, into this parking lot. Put in where I put in about 5 mile paddle to here. Let me scope this out. I'm so glad I didn't actually portage. I just walked the kayak along the very left edge and slowly got down here and saw that this wasn't actually the dam. I could pull out the map, check exactly, but the thing is falling apart. It's been folded so many times. I got to keep adjusting it to keep up with the actual mileage that I'm working on at the moment. But from what I pulled up on Google Maps, it looks like that dam isn't far ahead. Might even be able to see it right around that bend up there. Woo! Barely missed that rock. Nice to have some moving water. I pulled through quite a bit of a stretch that was only half a mile or so. It was barely moving. So Rowdy says we're about 9.5 miles, 2.5 hours. Definitely getting warm. I just dropped my hat in the river in order to cool my skull down. So this is actually that dam at, I think it's mile marker 85. The other thing that looked like a dam on Google Maps was just a big collection of rocks making some white water. So here's the portage or portage. Scout it and take a peek. You can see though that trash that's stuck about 3/4 of the way out. That's what makes the dam so dangerous. Just turns the water over and over again like a washing machine. This design limits that. I don't know if it removes that. I don't think so. Yeah, the river has really opened up now. The sun is shining down. Gonna be a warm one. What if I could get him to blow his horn? He looks over here in the river. Let's see. That's awesome. So I just stopped under that bridge I just passed, sit in the shade for a minute, enjoyed a little coffee, and took that map out, unfolded it to look at what's up ahead, because I wanted to see which side that portage was on for the dam, because it's right after a big island, so I didn't want to be on the wrong side of the island and then have to cut across the entire river. But then I looked a little bit further ahead, I mean only, you know, a mile or two, and it had just had a couple of caution indicators, and it said big rapids, drop 1, big rapids, drop 2. So I don't know what that's about, other than I guess it's some big rapids. But I think if they were class 3 or something like that, you would think that they would make note of that and provide a portage. But I don't know, find out. We'll get up there, take a look at them, scout them, maybe run them for some fun, maybe not have a choice. I don't know. But definitely opened up a little change of scenery, so I'm hoping that this changes once again after I get past this dam. It chokes down a little bit more. But I am getting into city life, so I just have to endure it until it gets better again. Look at this turtle up on the top of that tree right there. Hey, I snuck up on you. Hi, buddy. Wow, dude. Hey, how are you? Oh, you're awesome. Well, that was cool. Exactly what I was trying to do. Glad he cooperated. Must have heard me talking. How are you doing, boss?
Doing well. How are you?
Not too bad. You fishing for smallies?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And did you just start?
Big ones that jumped out here. I don't know what they were.
Oh, I know. I've seen a couple of them coming down here. Where's your line at? I'm not going to mess with you, am I? All right, cool. That's kind of nice. A couple steps of concrete to walk down to the river. Yeah, now this one's definitely a killing machine. You can see that water just turns, turns, turns. You go over and under, just like those soda bottles right there. Just keeps recycling you. Down farther, it looks like it flows out away, like they added concrete to it or something. But I will probably pull it down here, put it in right here, and then just walk it out past that last collection of heavy rocks there. Hopefully catch a little flow. I didn't want to drag my kayak with concrete. Every time I hear that sound, I know that there's small layers of plastic coming off of it. And tried to avoid that, so I was just going to walk it at river's edge until I got into the water I could put back into. But you know, it's so easy to put your foot in between a couple of rocks and then fall backwards or something, snap your ankle. Halfway in, I was like, yeah, that's a stupid move, bad choice. So if you ever portaging that dam, yeah, just either drag your kayak on the concrete or have somebody else help carry it the extra 200 feet or whatever to put in. And then I looked at this map. So looks like those rapids are created from the Mad River joining the Great Miami. At least that's what it looked like. The map is almost destroyed. It's so water soaked and it's been folded and refolded so many times. So I just have to keep my head on a swivel, take a peek, make a decision, go from there. If I do go for a swim, I secured everything in the cockpit, so I don't know what I would lose other than the map and the cellophane bag. I might put that under my vest before I go into any rapids. Let's see how it goes. Alrighty then, let's get ready to go for a swim, huh? Gotta watch that ridge right there. Not too bad. Did have a good pull as soon as you got down into it. Gotta adjust quick. Whee! Okay, so I think that was drop 1. We got another one coming up. I think that's where the Mad River comes in. I thought that was creating those drops, but I guess not. Just stepping down the water levels. So this is the second big rapids. Not really what I would call rapids, more like a waterfall. I'm definitely not running over this with my boat. Maybe if I had a little play boat and actually knew how to use it, I might try it. But at least the water's got a little bit of flow again. And get through these concrete embankments hopefully sometime soon. So away from the city setting, but still pretty much still water. Miles and miles and miles of shoulder work with miles and miles to go. So stopped here at mile marker 73.8. I think I'm taking out at mile marker 71.8, which is a dam. So rested and refreshed. Nice lunch of beef stroganoff. A little time in the shade, and only a couple miles to go. And that's probably a good thing because it looks like more of that corridor syndrome type of a river setting. That's the dam ahead. There's the stop sign that says take out. There's a dam, but I'm not sure if there's a takeout up beyond this one, or if you're supposed to roll your kayak all the way past. But who knows, maybe the dam is right here by this piece of concrete. So weird they'd have this set up like this right there at the edge of a Bowhead Dam. But it does make for a convenient takeout if you hit it. If you don't, you're in a world of hurt. So today's recap, started at 7:30, finished around 3:30, so 8 hours on the water, 25.1 miles. Distance, the average speed was 3.2, and the max speed was 48.4, and I'm pretty sure that's when Jeremiah was driving me over the to the other side of the dam. So I'm finishing up at this killing machine right here, and I will put right in on the other side of this, right down there, when I come back to possibly do the very last leg. And I am going to be optimistic and hope that it improves. It looks a little better down there, back to a river setting anyways. I can only hope, because I have had my fill of this reservoir setting. So this is it, putting back in same spot I took out a few weeks ago. Parking lot is an absolute disgusting mess. It looked so nice when I left it last time. And if I could get in 18 miles, then I should be in a good spot. We'll see how much water is in the river, but so nice to be back. So right after the first bend, right after the dam, get into a more narrow setting. Beautiful V from both of these sides feeding into the center. I can only hope for a lot of good moving water over the next few days. Water reclamation. Montgomery County, I guess. Whew, man, that's got some treatment smell to it. That's why I like to bring my own water. I got my wish. Nice gentle little rain. Just enough to cool things off. Nice setting right here. Can't hear any road noise. So this is North Main Avenue. This bridge ahead of me. And it's just pulling up the Rowdy app to see. So 2.63 miles. Not bad, 37 minutes. I thought this was a stick in the water. And I'm like, man, that stick really looks like a snake. Oh yeah, that is a snake. And I don't know enough about them to know what kind it is. Whoop, I want to touch him. Oh, dude. My bad, buddy. I didn't mean to disturb you. Like, get the heck out. He's got to be 5 foot long. Wow. Well, I haven't looked at the map, and I don't know exactly where the mileage is. But the structure up here definitely looks like it would have a dam there. If I were to guess, I mean, that's a mile and a half, and it probably lines up with the distance I was expecting. So this is interesting. On top of this partly submerged log, there are just piles of shells. It just made me wonder what is bringing them up and eating them. Because this is someone's little restaurant platform. So that is the building, which I'm guessing at one time maybe was a power plant. I'm guessing, but I could see up on the far left, it's a big red sign. I'm guessing it probably says, "You're about to go over a dam." So this is going to be one heck of a portage, but I'm thinking this is it right here. I took out at the sign because I had the wheels, put them on, rolled down the bike path for more than a third of a mile, and then dropped back here, dropped in at this launch right here. see a bunch of big rocks. Nice refreshing little bath. Oh, we got about a half gallon of water in the cockpit. A little bit of flow. So I'm guessing that first partially demolished dam is up here around this bend. So I thought it was 2 miles from that last dam, which would be about right. Proceed with caution. So I have to see what the setup is. Maybe I'll hug the left bank till I get eyes on it to see if I want to run it or not. Huh. I wonder if this is it. Could it? Yeah, I guess it could be. Definitely not what I was expecting. I don't know what they are. I could see at least 4 of them on the left side of the bank. Huh. I do not know. I think what I'm going to do is take out at that dam in Middleton, and that'll give me 15 or 16 miles for the day. It's a road right off on the left, right next to the river. Looks like there's a group of Canadian geese and heron. That could be an optical illusion. No, it's definitely a heron. See if I could just float. See if I'll let me float by. There he goes. Beautiful rock bar right here. This area reminds me a little bit of the Scioto. Doesn't have the Scioto didn't have all this road noise though. I wonder what's up with this orange rock over here. That's some kind of takeout. Just jump right in this channel. Hey, what's up with the orange paint back there?
That just marks takeout.
You know, it is a takeout then, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What mile marker do you know? Yeah. All right. Probably 56.2. So that was that demolished dam at mile marker 56.5 or something like that. And it was demolished, man. They blew that thing into just a few pieces. So the next takeout I'll probably take a peek at, and maybe get out there. Uh-oh. That is Angela. So, off in the distance, I don't know, maybe a mile, is the bridge for Route 4. And I do believe that there's a takeout right here. I tried to focus on a couple different points the last time I unfolded the map, because with all the rain we had for hours today, the map is just soaked. I had it in my vest, but it did not stay completely dry, so hopefully it dries out enough where I can still use it. Might be able to easily enough find another map, since I'm down here right at Middleton. Heck, there might even be, you know, pamphlets in the hotel with the water trail map, the biking trail map. But I think this is going to be my takeout. Man, it would just be absolutely beautiful without all the road noise. Ah, there's a, looks like a driving path coming down to the water from the top of that hill over there. I bet you that's where that takeout is. Yeah, I think this will suffice. If it's not, then I could just make it my takeout, because if a fisherman can get down to the water, I can get up out of the water. So I got out of the river at Post Town, Germantown Road Bridge. Right there at the bridge, I actually pulled up out of the water, put wheels underneath the kayak, rolled up through the grass up to the walking and bike path, took that up the hill to the parking lot where Dora was parked at, met Ange, put the yak on the van, drove back to the Drury Inn to get cleaned up and go out and grab a meal. Back at Eagle parking lot, Great Miami River Water Trail, and going to go up a hill, down a hill, down under a bridge. Sound familiar? Look at that beautiful river. Little bit of flow. Got a whole colony of swallows flying around. They got nests under that bridge. So I go down this path and it snakes down there, connects with that path, and then put back in right at that bridge where I took out. Start the routy app, start the route. Do 8 or 9 hours today, hopefully 30 miles or so. It'll only leave me maybe 20, 23 for tomorrow. See how it goes. Forecast change for today. No severe thunderstorms with 50-mile-an-hour gusts of wind, so that was a nice thing to see. Slight chance of rain after 1, but only like 46% or something. Big old river. Look at that bird up there. didn't look like a hawk. It's definitely not an eagle. So I mean, is there osprey here? I don't know. A lot of red-winged blackbird through this area. Can hear them off to the right. Ooh, big fish jumping. After quite a bit of still water, the river bottom must come up because we get a little bit of flow, which is always a welcome thing to see. I'm thinking this dam should be up around this bend, right by this bridge. Let us see. So 50.8. Oh, okay, that's actually 3 miles, so maybe a little further down. Well, this is the dam, and there was no signs, nothing. Difficult portage right or left, I will agree with them there. I think I'm going to try to take out right here. There was a sign up here at one point, I don't know what it used to say. It's all spray painted. So, this is the dam. Like I said, there was no warning that it was here until I saw that straight line that comes across the river and heard the rushing water. Little setback on my wheels. And you know, I thought about this before I left this morning. These little hasps to hold the wheels on, they can get snagged on vegetation and pop out of there. And that's exactly what happened to that side. So I will have to MacGyver something to hold the wheel on that side when I put back in. But I've got a multi-tool, and I think I should be able to figure something out. So I just got to come down here and find a way to put back in. I'm gonna probably put it in right here. Well, this guy doesn't look homeless. Yee? Yeah, I think I only have 4 or 5 dams left on the whole thing. That was a pretty simple portage right there. Make the best of it. Get through this choppy water and then get back out into some calmer water. See if I can't slide it back in there. I had to take the rudder off of the boat because on top of the van, with the wind moving it around, it came out, and since I never haven't used it, really even since I put it in, I decided just to take it off. And then I'll put my regular footrests back in here after I take the rest of the lines off, which I wanted to do anyways because I come up back into my boat from the back. Ooh, pay attention. Big rock right there. Ah, this is nice. A little bit of flow, much more narrow. Good times. So here are some of the remnants of a railroad bridge that I just passed the pillars of. And I wonder if that was, if it got washed in that huge flood that was like 1937 or whatever it was. Because the bottom of that bridge was probably 16 to 20 feet in the air. And if it was dismantled, there wouldn't be huge tonnage of steel pieces scattered from the current. A little bit of flow. Water is parting around this island. On my left is a heron coming up the river. Don't yell at me, you're the one that flew into my space. It gets so sensitive. So peaceful with the gentle rain. You can hear the rain hitting the leaves of the trees. See all the droplets of river food dropping on the water. There's been rolling thunder though, which is a real drag. I'm gonna have to pull up the weather app and see if it's just a real thin band. It's gonna move through real quick. Maybe I will alter my plans. This is probably only 8 inches or so. When I come across the bigger rocks, you can hear it scrape a little bit. Uh-oh. Turn, come on. There we go. Whoops. And that thunder is just continuing to roll. My, how things change. So this morning there was only a 40-something% chance of rain. And now, this is what I see. I'm that little blue arrow there at Hamilton. So there's just some ugliness coming this way. Oh, decisions. Maybe a lousy way to film the videos. I just get hit by lightning and then Angie tracks me down, floating down the river by using Life 360. And I mean, I don't even know what. Just put something on the screen. Don was too dumb to get off the river and got struck by lightning and never finished connecting all 3 routes in Ohio. Kind of befitting the way things go from them. Oh, this is glorious. I love the rain. It's so peaceful. No concerns about hypothermia or anything. Beautiful. Beautiful setting. That handle hitting the side of the kayak, dropping me up a wall. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of that right here at this rock bar. Tie that handle up. I have it extra long on the front because when I portage, the wheels underneath it or not. I don't have to bend down. Not easy on the back. This is a real deep stretch through here. The reason I bothered to even check was that there's a lot of houses right along the bank now, and I see some pontoon boats up here. So you're not going to have a pontoon boat on the water if you're not able to use it, at least for a short distance. There's a nice little cabin right there. Perfect little size. Right on the river. Story of survival right there. Just that little bit of life. Little bit. So I think that sign up there on the left is going to say danger, take out, dam ahead. And if I look farther down the river, looks like I could see the dam right there. At least some structure associated with the dam. Oh, my kingfisher. Hi, buddy. Yep, that was the sign. Danger, dam ahead, take out. Now, let's see if anyone had the forethought to actually put a takeout in for people when they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on the dam. Is that what you would consider a takeout? What percentage of Americans are going to be able to drive their kayak up that hill? Alright, so I'm going to paddle forward a little bit. Very cautiously, there's no flow. And if this doesn't get cut out, Angela, please do not get mad at me because I'm right here at the bank. Okay, see, right here is the takeout. Okay, so they did do a little bit of work here to make it possible. Nice gradual slope. I can hear that dam just around the bend. You better not go over it, boy. That would be the end. The hydraulic could pull you under. There you're gonna stay. If someone doesn't rescue you, will be your last day. That's dangerous. Signpost. An impaler. Okay, yes, there is a walking path at the top of this hill. Good. I will have to MacGyver me some kind of fastener pin to go in there. Oh, so not as easy as I thought. Well, we'll figure it out. So another very long portage, but 8 to 12 foot drop from the dam, I guess. That's what this sign says anyways. Probably half a mile of portage at least. I had to go down that trail there, hook around to the right to get beyond that huge drop. Was able to improvise my wheels easy enough. I just put a piece of like a paracord through there, you know, the elastic stuff that actually keeps my rudder down on my kayak when I'm not using it. I just simply remove that, put that through there. So it'll work enough for right now. And I think when I stop for the portage, I will make myself a meal, let it absorb water as I paddle, then stop somewhere else and have lunch. I'm thinking chicken and dumplings. Gotta get there first though. You know what? Kudos to the park. They've got a path mowed and a trail blazed all the way through here till I'm sure it'll take me back to the other side of that edge of the dam there where I can put back in. Appreciate it. Well, so much for my assumptions. There's a fence right here, not to go further, and I need to get over that wall over there. So I guess what I'm gonna do is pop the wheels off, float over to that other side, go up and over there, and then bushwhack down to the water on the other side. Not sure exactly how you were supposed to just get around this dam. I think it might be one of those things where you relocate to your car, then drive around to the next place to put in. But so there was another option. I looked on that map, and this water actually flows back into the river instead of taking the outside loop over there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I seen some white water on the Rowdy app when I scrolled ahead, so I don't know exactly how this transitions up here back into the water. Just have to play it by ear. Interesting little setup back here. Well, this path looks like the exact same kind of huge drop right here. So I have no idea what the heck I'm supposed to do in this area, but I know that I have to get my butt over to this side. Because I don't want any part of going over that. So what I'm going to do is pull up and over this contraption right here that stops people from going over this, and then I'm going to find a way to lower my kayak down to the ground on the other side of that mound, down to the river, so I can get back into the water. Okay, so now I've got my boat on this side of this barricade, so I'm going to simply walk it back here to this hill, up and over the hill, and then walk it down to water's edge over there so I can put back in. Oh yeah, that would have been a very unpleasant time to go over that. Don't think it would have worked out well for me and my boat. A little bit of a boulder field over there too. Maybe I'll go over that far spot. We shall see. Let me get this boat out of here first. Very odd setup indeed. I'm sure that wasn't the prescribed route. A lot of times they just have you jump a section of the river. It's like take out here, then drive somewhere else to put back in. But sometimes you just got to figure out your own path, I guess. So back into the water in a minute. Back into the water. This looks to be a a nice looking stretch. At least from what I can see at the moment. A lot of greenery, narrow. Very odd. This is running the exact opposite direction that I was going. And I want to see what's going on before I commit to this. That was very odd. That elevation is rolling back over here into the main body of the river. Oh man. Now I kind of wish I would have stayed on the other track. Wide and slow once again. A little bit of road noise over there too. Too bad. Now there is where my original path would have taken me out if I wouldn't have taken that side chute that brought me back into this main flow. Well, the water is dead, has been for a while, but looks like there's some moving water ahead. Probably a little change in elevation. Run over some shallow rocks. So I'm almost positive that would be the dam up ahead there. It's a portage right. I think that's at mile marker 36 point something, 36.3 maybe, I don't know. Portage right on this one. There's another dam 3 miles from that. So the sun is beating down. It's about 2 o'clock. This dam up here, the dam that I've been waiting for is up here. They got mile marker 36. And it looks like it's before this bridge because it looks like a straight line across the river. It's supposed to portage right. So I'm going to start hugging that right bank. The water is absolutely dead, so don't have much to worry about there. Okay, there's a sign right here, back behind these trees at this parking lot. Good. Makes me feel better. It'd be nicer to have it farther back though. That it doesn't get this far up to the edge. I've seen this in the cartoons before, but I'm pretty sure it'll work in real life. This dam is the same configuration as the other, like a two-tiered drop. That would have been a real drag to go over it. Alright, so next dam, 3 miles ahead, at 19 miles even right now, so at 22 miles for the day. Well, the immediate future is ugly. I'm going to call this the Dayton effect. Just huge concrete slabs on the side of the river to basically control the water. So this is Main High Street Bridge, Route 129. You know, if you were just paddling this river and you planned it strategically, there would be a lot of hotels you could stay at that are right off the river. Like that one that's directly across the river. And there's one that I just passed also Oh my goodness. Danger. Dam ahead. Take out. So I see a set of stairs down there. Pedal down there and take out. All right, another 2 miles, a little under, and that's going to be it for the day. And look at that. Only took me 3 portages to remember to tie the handle up before I started paddling again. Sun is up, it is hot, no clouds to speak of, and at least there's some greenery on the side of the river now. So I'm going to go down to what is it? Joyce Park, Hamilton Parks Conservancy. 32 miles. And I'm going to take out there because the next one isn't for another 10 miles or so. So I just went up and hit that bike trail to walk around. Joyce Park is back away from the river a little bit. That path that went into Joyce Park would have been just a nightmare to get the kayak up and out. And there's supposed to be a river access here at Joyce Park, so must be down a little further, and hopefully it's visible because I don't want to back paddle, and there's no other takeout for no. I just don't see where it goes up and connects to that bike path. Might have to make do with that. So I couldn't find the designated river access at Joyce Park, and you could see from the picture I had to come up from the water pretty good, but I did make it to the bike path, and the bike path to the parking lot. Ange was already there, had found me on Life 360. We loaded up the kayak and went back to the Drury again to get cleaned up, get dinner, and then prepare for the final day of the final push for the Ohio River on the last connection. Back at Joyce Park. Just got the yak off of Dora's racks. All right, so there's my path through the woods over there to hit the bike path, and then down into the river where I took out yesterday. 32 miles from the Ohio. It's supposed to be a high of 84 today, but only one partially demolished dam, I think, and a whirlpool at Route 50, so that's a first. Should be interesting. Bye, love.
Bye, love. Be safe.
Be careful riding.
I will. You be careful paddling.
I will. See you, love you, bye.
See you, love you, bye.
Back in the water. Beautiful morning. Birds are singing. Looking forward to this stretch of water. Next 32 miles, there isn't a whole lot from what it looks like on the Great Miami River Trail map anyways. as far as dams, and I think we're definitely beyond any of the Dayton effect. Any big concrete slabs on the side of the river, making it look like a canal. Yeah, a full white belly. Yeah, I think it's an osprey. Oh, some pretty scenery ahead, man. Look at that. Moving water, greenery, osprey, kingfisher, heron. That's the way to start a day now. Oh yeah. Awesome way to start a day. Nice splash of color there. Wildflowers. A lot of concrete retaining the banks. I'm sure they take a pounding when this place floods. So, the right side of this island looks pretty still and unmoving. So I think I will go left. That's the way the water's pulling me anyways. Oh, look at that. That's a cool little cave sort of area directly ahead. Let me see if I can oppose the current enough to still get. Oh, you know what? It doesn't go around. I thought that shot through that back side of that. No, that's what's making all this current right here. As it's getting pushed back into the center of the river. Oh, that is cool. Now this is my kind of river. I'm only 2 miles into it in 27 minutes. But this is exactly what I was hoping it would be, and I can only hope that it continues. We're finally far enough away from roads that you can't hear any road traffic. Probably a lot of floodplain in this area, which always makes for a nice river paddle because nobody can build right up on it. The river holds its boundaries, pushes civilization back. River chokes down, big rock bars. Lots of twists and turns, not an engineered straight line. Lots of wildlife. And how quickly things change. Just a mile or two down the river from an absolute picturesque setting, we're back to roads and buildings. But hopefully that will disappear again instantly as we round the next bend. I think this is the spot where the river comes right up close to maybe River Road. I think that's what they call it. Didn't bother looking at the map. I don't have to be too worried because my next dam from where I put in wasn't for 9 miles, so at least a couple hours with absolutely nothing to worry about. Yes, up ahead looks good. That was Cincinnati Waterworks, right at the bend in that river, where the river came up real close to the road. I always joke to myself that the river came up, took a look at civilization, and decided to keep going. Bounce back away from it. And that's the scenario here. I can see the road heading off to the east in a southbound direction, but the river is going more west. Oh, what is that? Oh my gosh, I think that is an eagle, finally. Nope. High hopes. He's hunting. Please hit the water. So this is where Indian Creek comes into the Great Miami. Looks like a really nice stretch if you were hiking. You could tell it catches some water here and there because washed out pretty good. 4.5 miles in, a little over an hour. I'm going to stop, smash a half dozen hard-boiled eggs that I brought from the hotel. It is so nice having a base camp. I mean, I would love to be able to like just set base camp up in a remote setting, but when you're kayaking, you got to get back to the base camp. I'm gonna try to cut out left. Stay out of that big wash right there. Just barely missed it. I gotta cut left. Hey, I'm coming at you, boss. I gotta get out further. Coming at you, boss. Yeah, man, that took some effort. How we doing, boss? I tried to warn you. Oh man, that was a nice run. Alright, stay up. Almost caught me at the end. Woo! Holy mackerel, man. That side wash came in from the right side, put me up on edge. Fortunately, I was able to get a paddle back in the water. Oh, that was awesome. And the downside is the bridge ruins the scenery, but on the positive, it's another swallow colony. Get this water out of here. Good thing if I went over, not that we're going to come out of the cockpit. Try to keep everything strapped in and secure. Toiletries and sunscreen and insect spray and everything. I strap around the strap that holds my seat, and I put that through the handle of the pump so that if I do go swimming, everything still stays intact. Easy peasy. Let's get back to making some miles. And this setup, I mean, looks like they're mining gravel, mining stone out of the water from the river bank. Not sure. But it looks like some kind of hopper there. You know what I'm saying? That a machine would dump the stone into, and it hits that first conveyor belt and then drives it along the other conveyor belt. Oh, maybe they're just harvest stone from right here. Interesting. I saw on the Scioto, people would just take large excavators down to the bank and basically dig big holes or big troughs and take some of the stone. I imagine that, I mean, since the homeowners, property owners own the property to the river and underneath the river, it'd be like a tricky situation to defend legally to try to stop them. You're destroying the river. Well, I'm just manicuring my own landscape. I can see both sides of it, I guess. That's a pretty large operation. A lot of heavy equipment. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars of machinery and equipment. So there must be something serious going on. Lo and behold, there it is. The first eagle. Awesome. He just landed in the tree up. Nope. Changed his mind. He's still going. Oh, how awesome. That's so cool. That was at 644 miles into it. Hey, sound of a little bit of flowing water. It's just this little elevation drop right in front of me. Oh, looks like there's another creek that comes in right here on the right. Wow, that one looks pretty washed out. Is that a creek? Let me pull up Google Maps. No, it's something called Dry Run. Well, it makes sense because it is dry. So I come around this loop. What's this flag about? Heritage Park hang spot. That's probably when I was putting the route together, thinking about seeing if I could camp there. Alright, heading towards New Baltimore. Alright, I gotta get turned in the proper direction. I'll go through this water sideways. I don't know, so mild though. Might be able to, actually. Yeah, just a little elevation change, just water funneling around that island over there. But every little bit helps. So I was incorrect on the mileage to the dam. I thought it was like 9 miles or so from where I put in at Joyce Park, but that is just another river access point. That's why I stopped at Joyce Park, because I didn't want to paddle another 9 miles to take out yesterday. But the dam was actually mile marker 19.9, so 20 miles. Joyce Park was mile marker 32, so it's actually 12 miles from where I put in. Probably about 4.5 miles from where I am right now. I stopped a minute ago and looked at the Rowdy app. I had done 7 miles in just under 2 hours, but that was moving time. It doesn't account for the time that I'd stopped and had a snack and pumped out the kayak and things. Rock Road, right at New Baltimore. Huh. Can't really see a line. Swimming here. Can't really see a line. Let me pick this one right here. There's only a couple of boulders that I saw that I needed to stay clear from. Other than that, everything's plenty. So I can hear some moving water. This mileage is right around the mileage where that dam was supposed to be. It said it was washed out. Proceed with caution. What exactly that means, who knows? Could very well mean there's chunks of rebar and concrete that can impale you as you pass through. Let's hope not. Hopefully the city cares about their paddlers' safety a little bit more than that. No, maybe not. It just looks like another section of rapids. So, I know it's right around 11 to 12 miles. Now this is just another section of rapids. Yay me. Get in some free paddle strokes. I do have to keep my head on a swivel though, because I don't know how soon that remnants of the dam will pop up. Okay, I'll probably see it up there. Those two pillars. Plenty enough to take out. Oh, big hole right here. Water can't make it this mountain this way. Just pull me. Now there is some love for the river right there. Y'all have a beautiful place down here. Yeah. Is this right here the remnants where that dam was, or is it up ahead here? Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, you guys enjoy the day. 12.4 miles, total time 3:13. It is 11:27. I don't know what time I started this route at, but I'm thinking somewhere between 8:10, 8:30. Okay, so what is that livery there? In the bank. sure what bridge this is. With all the swallows here. Look at all those nests. Harrison Road Bridge. Yeah. Harrison Road Bridge. Huh, getting ready to cross under 275 up ahead. So here is 275. I've driven over this bridge hundreds of times. Every time, try to look over, see the water, see what the levels are like. Wish I was on the water. Continue working. I don't really think it's set in yet, but it's possible that this whole triple connection from the top to bottom of Ohio is about to be completed. If I throw in Killbuck Creek, then it's over 1,000 miles. So I just pulled up Rowdy, and I'm about 5 miles from that whirlpool hazard at Route 50. So 1 o'clock now. I should be there by 2:30. And if I get there, I will only have 8 more miles to complete this. I bet you this riverfront property was pretty cheap. I just can't imagine on a summer night trying to sleep with your windows open and that be what you hear till 11 or midnight, whatever time they stop racing. Of course, if that was your thing, then I guess it'd be pretty cool. But if you're about the house to enjoy the tranquility of the river, maybe not so much. I'm guessing this isn't the scenic part of the Great Miami Water Trail. That racetrack must literally be right here on the left of the river. So I do believe this is the Route 50 bridge. And I'm gonna hit that rock bar that's straight ahead of me, staying out of the middle of the river. The way that all these pillars are set up together, when this water is flowing quick, it could form, aha, right here, I just felt it. This is where that whirlpool would be with real strong waters. Might even be able to form right here because it's got to swirl around that bank, kick back out into the water. Really would have liked to have found some shade to take a break. Yeah, that whirlpool could be created right here too. There. Let Ange know that I'm beyond the whirlpool. She was concerned about that. So here's a good shot of where that whirlpool might be. That water gets kicked over this way. It's got nowhere to go, so it starts circling around. If it's strong enough, doubles back on itself, creates that whirlpool. 8 miles to go and a little flow. Poet and didn't know it. All right, lunch is served. Not actually. I'm gonna put the water in there and then paddle down the river more, because it has to absorb for 10 or 15 minutes. So that way I can keep paddling and then find another bank to pull up on, maybe even with some shade down here. We shall see. 8 miles to go to the Ohio River, that is. So just about to get out of here. And I was thinking about this portage. It said portage left or right. Now if you go left, obviously you can get up on that embankment over there and just go underneath the bridges and put back in. But on the right, I don't know how you would portage that. You'd have to go up that hill on the other side and back down it onto this side. It'd be interesting to see this when the waters are high and it is creating that whirlpool, because it comes in, obviously hits there, gets washed back around. When it's flowing hard enough, that water that's coming down from that center, it busts against that and spins back around. What is this? Look at that. There's people down here running on the banks with ATVs. That's kind of crazy. I don't know what the legality of all that is. But time for me to move on. So just finishing this Mountain House meal. And 4.6 miles away from the Ohio River. Got some good water right now. Good flowing. I don't know if it'll stay that way. And not too worried about it, whether it does or it doesn't. Guess it's finally starting to sink in. I mean, this started years ago with just wanting to get out on an actual river and see what being on a river was like compared to just flat water paddling. And it's been absolutely magical. Kind of trying to take the last bit real slow and just soak in every little thing I pass, every bird I see, every sound I hear. I just heard my little kingfisher. Alright, I could lay here and just daydream about all the past adventures, but get back in the boat and finish these last few miles of the last of the 3 connections. So I just saw a bald eagle, and I wonder if that was the last exciting thing I see before I hit the river. When I hit the Ohio last year, there was a coyote that was, or a coyote, depends on who's talking. That was right at the final bend. So this last little bit here, last few miles, weaves, actually, I'm in Indiana right now, and when I come up here and follow this bend to the left, I will cross back into Ohio. And then I think I do that one more time before I actually hit the river. This little guy does not want to come off of my finger. I'm gonna try to set him right here. Whoa! He just flew back onto my hatch. All right, I'm gonna get paddling. So I talked to Ange, and she's kind of bummed that there's no way that she could get right to the point where this river meets the Ohio to actually capture it, capture the moment, share in the moment. So what I'm going to do when I hit the river is simply take a right, and there's a restaurant not too far down the Ohio River on the Ohio side that I looked on Google Maps before. Pretty sure it'd be easy enough to get up and out, get the kayak up to the van. But she really wanted to be there to see the finish of it all. Wouldn't surprise me if she figured something out. She can accomplish a lot when she's determined to do something. You know, I was thinking too about that book. The other group of people that I'd really like to make the book available to are the older people that maybe had a dream of an adventure and life just got in the way and it just got constantly put on the back burner and then was never realized. Kind of like mine. I mean, I had that desire in the 3rd grade to get on a river and just float away, and it took me decades before I ever remembered that dream, embraced it, and actually made it happen. And here it is, the Ohio River. There's probably some kind of poetic word that fits this situation as far as me getting to this point. Just me and my thoughts to be aware of it. I wonder what the word apropos means. For some reason it pops into my mind. But this is it. The last few paddles of the L2R trilogy. L2R trilogy, L2R trifecta. The completion of the last of the 3 routes. Began years ago. So I'm going to hang a right and start making my way over to some kind of takeout. I will improvise, and it's not going to be an official takeout point or launch, but I'm pretty confident I should be able to make something work pretty easily. It's crazy. Just crazy. Have to watch out for wakes now because this is a boater's river out here. All right, I guess I'll be paddling for a while. Get down there to something that resembles a takeout where we can get the kayak to the van. That's quite a bit of a paddle to get over to that restaurant, bar, billiards room, whatever the heck it is. I don't know. I'm gonna paddle down here towards some sign of civilization, and I'm sure there'll be a pretty blonde girl on the bank with her phone up, videotaping and yelling. So that's probably about all I gotta find. Tell you what, man, these boats out here flying by, they make some pretty crazy wakes. It's tough to ride them out sideways and not roll over. So I'm trying to stay close to bank, but I can't get too close because the water's just so shallow. Too difficult to paddle in. This is the 275 bridge. Huh, interesting. Yep, 275. So I'm gonna try to get down towards the Hollywood Casino Hotel Lawrenceburg. Or there's a Proof 124 Table and Tavern. What's this little? Oh, okay. Dearborn Trail Picnic Shelter area. Could do that too. So if I hit from where I am now, choose a destination on the map, and I pick there. If I pick that little park area, it's not making it easy. What? Oh, it's showing me driving, that's why. Yeah, I'm not interested in driving it. Ooh. I've drifted out into the water a little bit. Well, I told her I was where I was taken out, so her phone must be dead. Whew, this was a lot longer than just a couple miles too. I'm gonna have to pull up Google Maps and just plug the distance in between where the river came out and where this restaurant is. Whee. Oh, there she is. Woo! L2R West complete. L2R trifecta complete. Ooh, man. A lot of awesome driftwood right here. Even some beaver chewings.
Hi.
Hi. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. And that is the finale. Now, time to smash a cheeseburger.